The cameras flashed, the crowd froze, and just like that, Hollywood had a new obsession: the 2026 VMAs.
Oh, absolutely.
Welcome to Starscope Report. Join Jordan and Jamie as they uncover Hollywood drama, music industry shakeups, and viral influencer scandals. From red carpet surprises to social media controversies, we dive deep into the stories behind the fame.
You really do.
And today, we are tearing into a massive deep dive into the sources for the 2026 VMA nominations. I mean, we aren't just, reading a list here. This is a battleground.
It's totally a battleground.
Right. Decades-old categories are being erased, digital avatars are fighting flesh-and-blood legends, and fan bases are literally being weaponized.
Weaponized is the perfect word for it.
The ceremony airs live from the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on Sunday, September 27th on CBS. But the real show has honestly already started.
It absolutely has. I mean, if you step back and look at the sheer scale of what MTV is trying to pull off this year, the stakes are just incredibly high.
Yeah, they really are.
Yeah. We are looking at historic, record-breaking attempts that could completely rewrite music history. We're witnessing a fundamental shift in how the industry even defines what an artist is.
Right.
And underlying all of that is this masterclass in digital strategy designed to capture your attention and basically hold it hostage for the next month.
It is a completely wild landscape to navigate. So let's just jump right into the Clash of the Titans, because Madonna is returning to completely dominate, while Taylor Swift is eyeing a historic all-time record.
Yeah, it's a huge year for both of them.
Just looking at the sheer volume of these nominations and the source material, it's staggering. Madonna leads the entire pack this year with 11 nominations for Confessions 2, the film.
11. It's massive.
It is, sweeping the major categories, including Video of the Year, Artist of the Year, and Song of the Year. And right on her heels is Taylor Swift with 9 nominations for The Fate of Ophelia.
And, we really shouldn't ignore the other heavy hitters shaping the cultural conversation right now, too. You have Ariana Grande and Sabrina Carpenter coming in with a massive 7 nominations each.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then you've got Bruno Mars, Pink Panthers, and Zara Larsson right behind them with 5 apiece. But what is truly fascinating here is the historical weight of those top 2 spots.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, for Madonna, getting 11 nominations isn't just a great comeback. It's actually a personal best for her. It's her first time as the leading VMA nominee since 1998, back when she dominated with the Ray of Light era.
Wait, 1998, that is a 28-year gap between being the top nominee.
Exactly.
That kind of longevity in pop music is virtually unheard of.
It really is. She even secured a nod in the Best Dance category. And here's a critical piece of context. MTV is actually bringing the Best Dance category back after a 7-year hiatus.
Oh, I didn't realize it had been gone that long.
Yeah, the network likely looked at the resurgence of club culture in mainstream pop, driven heavily by Madonna's return to those roots, and realized they had a glaring gap in their award structure.
Makes total sense.
But then you look at Taylor Swift's numbers, and the narrative tension just reaches a boiling point. Because Taylor is currently tied with Beyoncé for the most VMA wins in history.
Right, I saw that.
They're both sitting at exactly 30 wins.
30 wins.
Yeah.
Which means if Taylor wins just one single award out of her 9 nominations this year, she breaks the tie.
Yep, just one.
She will become the undisputed, most awarded artist in the entire history of the VMAs. It is so hard to wrap your head around that level of hardware.
It really is. Think about what that means for the broadcast itself. You have 2 masters of visual storytelling at completely different stages of their legacy, both operating at the absolute peak of their craft.
Right, yeah.
It's the kind of industry showdown that award shows dream of hosting, because it guarantees viewership across multiple generations.
Oh, absolutely. It's like we're looking at a heavyweight title fight where the reigning champion, Taylor, suddenly has to defend her title against the original undefeated legend of the sport coming back to the ring.
That is a brilliant analogy.
Like you have the blueprint versus the apex. Taylor is one envelope away from claiming the all-time historic belt. But she's up against the woman who basically built the arena in the first place.
Exactly. The mechanics of the music industry have changed so much, yet these 2 artists understand exactly how to manipulate visual media to stay at the center of the cultural zeitgeist.
They really do. But as much as we love the established legends, there is a massive disruption happening right beneath them.
Oh, big time.
Yeah, wait till you hear who they're up against in the Song of the Year category. Because a historic twist is brewing. We are seeing a complete K-pop takeover and a literal virtual wild card crashing the race.
The global impact in these nominations is totally undeniable this year, and it represents a massive shift in how the music industry operates.
Tell me about it, because the sources are wild.
All right, well, BTS's new track, Swim, has secured nominations for both Best K-pop and the highly coveted Song of the Year.
Huge.
Meanwhile, Blackpink's Lisa is absolutely dominating the individual space. She's pulling in 4 nominations, the most of any K-pop artist, for her collaboration Dream, featuring Kentaro Sakaguchi.
Wait, I want to pause on this for a second. For those listening who might only know the big solo names like Taylor or Ariana, why is this surge of K-pop groups and their solo spin-offs so significant to the VMAs specifically?
It's significant mostly because of the infrastructure behind them. We are witnessing a shift from traditional organic solo pop star rises to highly manufactured, globally coordinated K-pop groups.
Right.
And they come with these pre-built, hyper-dedicated digital fan bases. BTS returning to the top Song of the Year category is a massive moment of solidification because it's their first time back in that specific, highly competitive bracket in 5 years.
Wow, since what, 2021?
Exactly. Since 2021's Dynamite. They've owned the Best K-pop category for years, but breaking back into the main Song of the Year race proves they have completely transcended the genre label.
That makes a lot of sense.
And we're seeing this global ecosystem expand everywhere. Chordus is up for Best New Artist, and incredibly polished groups like Cat's Eye and Le Seraphim are securing well-deserved nods. The VMAs are recognizing that this is where the global engagement lives.
Okay, that makes sense. It's an evolution of the pop star model, which is amazing, and it's grounded in incredible real-world human talent. But then I look at the rest of the Song of the Year list in our sources.
Here we go.
Right. And sitting right there, competing against Madonna, Taylor Swift, and BTS, is a group called Hunt and TRX with their song Golden. I have to admit, I was completely baffled when I read this.
Yeah, they are the ultimate wild card.
Yes, because Hunt TRX isn't a real group. They are a fictional animated girl group from the Netflix animated film K-pop Demon Hunters. They are literally cartoon characters.
So they are.
I need you to explain the mechanics of this to me because my brain is breaking. How does a fictional group legitimately compete against Taylor Swift and Madonna? This is like if Jessica Rabbit suddenly got nominated for a Best Actress Oscar against Meryl Streep.
Okay, that is a great comparison, and it really highlights how streaming algorithms have fundamentally changed what we consider an artist.
Okay, how so?
Let's unpack the how here. Yes, the visual representation of Hunt TRX, the quote-unquote faces of the band, are purely digital creations.
Right.
But the song Golden is performed by real human vocalists, EJE, Audrey Nuna, and Rayami. When that track hit the streaming platforms, the algorithm didn't care if the cover art was a photograph or an animation.
Wow.
The track was just a massive cultural phenomenon that has absolutely dominated streaming and TikTok.
But doesn't that blur the line of what a music video even is? I mean, if the characters are animated, it's just a scene from a movie, isn't it?
Well, that is exactly the debate this nomination is sparking. By recognizing them in the Song of the Year category, MTV is validating the music, regardless of whether the avatar performing it is flesh and blood or pixels.
That is so wild.
It shows an incredible blurring of the lines between traditional music production, animation, and multimedia entertainment. If the engagement is real and the cultural footprint is real, MTV is signaling that the physical reality of the artist is secondary.
It is just wild to see those names sitting next to each other on a ballot. Honestly, if you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead in this deep dive.
We really do.
Because while MTV is bending over backwards to embrace the future of virtual pop stars, they are aggressively gutting their own physical past.
Yeah, later in the deep dive, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming, a 35-year MTV tradition completely erased.
I couldn't believe it when I saw this in the notes. MTV officially scraps the best rock category after a 35-year run. I know we just talked about the evolution of pop, but 35 years.
It's massive.
That is the entire lifespan of the modern network.
It really is the end of an era. To understand the gravity of this erasure, we have to look at the rich history of the best rock category. It was first introduced all the way back in 1989.
Okay.
The very first winner was Guns N' Roses for Sweet Child O' Mine. At the time, that was a massive cultural pivot for the network. Over the decades, this category delivered some of the most iconic, unforgettable moments in VMA history.
Oh, for sure.
Think about 1993, when Pearl Jam won for the visually stunning and incredibly heavy Jeremy video. Or the years Metallica dominated the cultural conversation with heavy hits like Enter Sandman.
Oh, and you can't talk about VMA rock history without mentioning the pure, unadulterated chaos of the late 90s and early 2000s.
Oh, definitely.
Like the infamous 2000 win for Limp Bizkit's Break Stuff comes to mind.
Yep.
That was the year Rage Against the Machine's bassist Timmy C actually climbed the stage scaffolding in protest during the broadcast.
I remember that.
That was the essence of the best rock category. It was dangerous, it was unpredictable, and it was the necessary counterculture to the glossy pop acts.
Exactly. The category was completely synonymous with raw energy. And it wasn't just ancient history either. The category survived all the way through to last year.
Right.
In 2025, Coldplay won the Best Rock Award for All My Love, which featured a beautifully touching appearance by 99-year-old Dick Van Dyke.
I loved that video.
It did transition from danger to wholesome legacy, sure. But for the 2026 nominations, the category is just gone. The publication Loudwire actually reached out to Paramount MTV's parent company to ask about the removal.
And what did they say?
Paramount acknowledged the inquiry but provided zero explanation. They simply deleted a 35-year tradition overnight.
I am genuinely emotionally invested in this, and I know music purists are stunned. Where did that audience go? Does MTV just not care about the counterculture anymore?
It seems that way.
I have to push back on this decision. Why just delete it? If the argument is that modern hard rock hasn't been producing big, glossy, mainstream music videos lately, why not rebrand it back to Best Heavy Metal to honor the genre's roots? Why act like rock simply doesn't exist anymore?
It's a really valid frustration, but if we look at the mechanics of modern media, it explains why this happened. Heavy rock has been largely absent from the VMA stage for years because traditional rock bands operate on longer, slower album cycles.
That's true.
They don't churn out the rapid-fire viral content that modern pop and hip-hop artists do.
Right.
In recent years, the rock category was already leaning heavily toward alt-rock and pop-punk.
Right, yeah.
Now the closest thing rock fans have is the best alternative category. But look at those nominees. You have artists like Geese, Noah Kahan, Olivia Rodrigo, and a collaboration between Molly and Fred Durst.
I mean, Olivia Rodrigo and Noah Kahan are fantastic, but they are a very far cry from the heavy metal roots of Guns N' Roses or Metallica.
Precisely. The industry is signaling that the boundaries of genre have completely changed. The modern counterculture isn't heavy metal anymore. It's decentralized across the internet.
Wow. Yeah.
In MTV's eyes, the traditional definition of rock no longer drives the viral cross-platform engagement they are looking for. They want artists who live on TikTok, not just artists who can shred on a guitar.
It just feels like a massive piece of music history was quietly swept under the rug to make room for algorithms. But speaking of algorithms, wait until you hear the intense new strategy for how you actually vote for these remaining categories this year.
Oh, this is the craziest part.
Because MTV isn't just asking for your opinion, they're completely weaponizing your fandom.
This is where we see the mechanics of modern fandom laid completely bare. Let's break down the rules. General voting runs from August 18th to September 25th at vote.mtv.com, with the best new artist category staying open right up until the day of the show on September 27th.
Yes, standard so far.
But it's not a simple cast your ballot and leave situation. Fans are allowed 10 votes per day per category. Yes. And for categories like Song of Summer and Best Group, voting is conducted strictly via Instagram stories.
10 votes per day per category. Think about how many times your phone buzzed yesterday. Now imagine carving out a chunk of your day every single day for a month just to click a button 10 times for every single award.
A lot of work.
That is an absurd amount of clicking. But it doesn't stop there, does it?
Not at all. MTV has instituted what they call power hours, which run daily from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern Time and double days, which fall on dates like August 18th, 19th, and September 25th.
Okay.
During these specific windows, the vote limits either increase dramatically or double entirely.
Wait, I'm stuck on this. I need to challenge this logic. If MTV knows the system encourages obsessive, bot-like behavior from stans just repeatedly clicking refresh, doesn't that completely invalidate the prestige of the award?
You'd think so, but no.
Why do they care if the data is manufactured by a few thousand hyper-obsessive fans rather than reflecting the actual general public?
Because the award itself is secondary to the data capture. Think of it like a digital surge pricing model or a massive psychological Skinner box. MTV basically dictates the market value of a fan's attention at specific times of the day.
Oh, wow.
By forcing fans to return to the website every single day and by driving them to tap through Instagram stories to vote for Song of Summer, Paramount is generating astronomical levels of daily active users and web traffic.
So they are basically turning teenagers into unpaid social media marketers.
Exactly. They aren't just measuring who the most popular artist is, they are actively monetizing the loyalty and the labor of these digital fan armies.
That is wild.
When a fan base sets coordinated daily alarms on their phones, organizing across time zones just to furiously click during a random Tuesday power hour, they are providing free labor that Paramount can then turn around and show to advertisers as pros of deep demographic engagement.
Man, it is the gamification of pop culture taken to the absolute extreme.
It really is.
It's brilliant and it's exhausting. It makes you look at the entire broadcast through a completely different lens. Hey, stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next in the world of pop culture, because clearly the game is always changing behind the scenes.
It absolutely is. And as we wrap up this deep dive into the sources, I want to leave you with a final lingering question to mull over.
Let's hear it.
Look at the shifting landscape we just uncovered today. You have a 35-year-old physical rock category disappearing entirely, deemed no longer relevant to the mainstream engagement structure.
Right.
At the exact same time, a fictional animated band is nominated for Song of the Year, competing head-to-head against real-life, flesh-and-blood legends like Madonna and Taylor Swift.
It's such a crazy contrast.
Are the VMAs telling us that the future of music is no longer about human genres, sweat, and physical instruments? Are we moving into an era where the biggest pop stars in the world will simply be boundless, algorithm-driven virtual realities, fueled by fans furiously clicking in a digital Skinner box?
You've been listening to Starscope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.